Comic-Cons are a fantastic way to unleash your creative side, especially through cosplay. And as we're finding out, these cosplayers aren't limited when it comes to race, religion, or gender.
Some people cosplay in part as an homage, as a kind of sign of respect or their identification with a character, in the same way that people will wear sports team gear. It lets you know who they're rooting for. It's the same with cosplay, which is this character has some meaning for me. Maybe I look like that character, but that's becoming less and less as we have gender bending and, kind of culture bending things.
I've always been a fan of Cap, just because of his personality, the leadership. He's always been defending the minority. Basically, he doesn't like bullies.
How do you feel like when you're dressed as Captain America?
Feels like a responsibility, You're wearing the red, white, and blue color, so I try to be as polite as him.
Right now, I'm Kamala Khan, or Miss Marvel. She just stands out because she faces like real life problems, and she's just pretty original and unique because she's the only Muslim superhero. I'm Asian, but in cosplay, you can dress up anything regardless of race, sex, or ethnicity.
Well, I think when it comes to storytelling in general, it's about that person's struggle, and it doesn't really matter whether it's based on their race, based on their religion, or their gender identity. We can all understand struggle and getting through that. So that's something that translates beyond those barriers, or the barriers that we would see as barriers.
Jubilee is one of my favorite characters. If you go back to the X-Men cartoon in the 90s, she was really spunky and she would always get into trouble, and she was like considered the weakest member of the team, but she was the most fun and everybody loved her, and I loved her.
You know I love her.
But what will happen to her now?
I don't know. Let's just hope the neighbors never find out our beautiful Jubilee's a mutant. Well, they'd never understand.
I'm gay, so growing up, I was always an outsider. And Jubilee was an outsider in the X-Men because she wasn't considered as powerful. But she always proves herself. And, coming from a marginalized community, I always had to feel as if I had to prove myself. So her fight was my fight. There's a connection on a social justice level. Oh my God, there's another Jubilee!
Whoa, two Jubilees! What happened to me?
I don't know. I gentrified. You look amazing. I love you. Yes.
Hi.
Yeah, so I'm basically the male version, the gender bent version of Jubilee here.
Now we're seeing both versions, but love it. Incredible, incredible.
And that's the magic of WonderCon. You bump into people, you make new friends, you share each other's fandoms. It breaks down barriers, social barriers. Being an out gay cosplayer, I went to conventions across the country, and I was the first gay person people had talked to. But we connected on a level because we share the same fandom. Like when I dressed like the White Queen, this dude was all like, "I love Emma Frost, man. That's rad," And he had never had talked to a gay person, and that broke the boundary and broke the ice.
We're all looking to see ourselves in the media that we consume, and growing up as a young gay boy, I didn't see a lot of gay icons growing up, and liking things that were less masculine per se, that wasn't acceptable. So it's wonderful to see that it's becoming so much more broadly acceptable for people to just be who they are, love it, and embrace the things that they really love, that speak to them.
My little girl loves Frozen, and she wanted to be Anna today, and so I couldn't let her go on her own.
What do you think is so important about having characters like Elsa for your little girl to grow up and watch?
A lot, because in the beginning she was holding in all her feelings and stuff, but then eventually she realizes, she can't do that, it's worse. I don't want her to be like growing up, like sheltered, feeling everything, and I want her to talk to me and let her know she can let out her feelings.
Just let it go?
Yeah, let it go.
I think that the cosplay community in general and a comic convention audience or group of attendees are very welcoming and amazingly inclusive.
Anybody can be Batman. You can be a boy or a girl, you can be black or white, you can be Hispanic or Asian. It doesn't matter. If there's a hero that you love and you identify with, then you can be that hero.
Growing up, I had no one that looked like me. Like, there was no Asian superheroes, there was no Asian, like, even powerful actors out there at the time. And so maybe that's another reason I was drawn towards characters that weren't that popular.
How do you think cosplay is helping break stereotypes?
I think it pushes boundaries for people. I think it makes people question their own securities. I mean, I felt really insecure at first putting this outfit on, but then I realized this is the last place for anyone to judge me, and this should be a place of love and support. And I think cosplay really helps you get into this mindset like, I'm someone else. And so maybe if I can put this mindset while I'm wearing this, I can take this when I take this off and be a regular human being.
Interestingly, when I've talked in depth to some people, they are very shy, and cosplay is kind of the one time where they're acting, and they're acting a role, and it makes them very outgoing and approachable. And over years, a couple of people had told me how when they've been on job interviews and they know they're supposed to act a certain way, for those introverts, they're doing that, and they're doing that enough that they recognize, yes, I do have that capacity, and I can summon it at will. And that's really powerful.
If you've ever put on a costume, you know that instant transformation, you kind of become that character. And the whole point of cosplay is that for a lot of us is that we love this character, or we're just really influenced by that character. And so when you put it on, you get the chance to embody that person, and that gives otherwise shy people confidence, and then people come up to you because they love it and you're taking pictures, and it's an opportunity that you usually don't get just sitting on your couch watching the show or playing the video game. So it's just a great way to get out there and make yourself more social.
After speaking with these cosplayers and experts, one thing seems abundantly clear. Express yourself the way that you want to and have fun doing it. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with SuperheroFaces.com. Thank you for tuning in.